Any piece or excerpt that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, I was thinking about, since we are in Scandinavia, talk about Sibelius First Symphony. Sibelius is, of course, he was Finnish composer, but Finland and Sweden has always been close culturally, even if there are a lot of differences. But and even the Seventh Symphony was premiered by my orchestra. Like, I think it was 1924. Yeah, 1924. That's 100 years ago. That was the premiere of the seventh, his last symphony. And his first symphony starts with not clarinet, starts with timpani, but then clarinet solo. It's really nice solo to play. And advice for that is to try to follow the score a little bit with how the dynamics are. Follow the dynamics, the crescendi and the diminuendi, and take your time. When you come to the fermata in the middle, I asked my chief conductor at that time, last time I played this, Sakari Oramo, who is a Finnish conductor, how long should this fermata be? And the answer was 7,000 years. So, well, I don't think I will wait so long, but this is something to think about. Last time I did this was during the pandemic, and there was no audience there. So he said, "Don't wait too long." There was just sent on our play channel on the net. But in the audience, you should wait as long as you dare to, as the audience and all your colleagues are getting really uncomfortable. Maybe not do that in an audition, because they didn't. The jury might not have heard this 7,000 years. It starts with a mezzo forte, but don't start too loud. Make sure you can do this crescendo in the beginning, as warm sound as you can, and with some pulse, but quite free also, if that makes sense. And really, in the end, really go for the 3 or 4 pianissimos there.
Can we talk about a bit of technique on the clarinet? Anything you feel like, because I heard many good things from you, that you are a master of technical exercises, any kind of exercises, but I don't know, I was thinking maybe articulation. What is your point of view on the articulation? How do you approach it? How do you work it with your students?
Yes, articulation is something I find many students that I hear, there are some improvements to make. I mean, we all have improvements to make all the time. I'm still trying, really trying every week, every day when I practice. With the articulation, when I hear a new student, I usually, if I have the time to work with articulation, depends of course if there are other issues that are more important. But if I don't hear anything strange, I don't say anything. But I might ask the student the first question: how do you tongue? Where do you tongue? Meaning, where on the reed, where on the tongue? And most of the time, the first answer I get is, so then I know that they don't know, they never thought about it, where the tongue Some have, but many don't. So you have to try to fix that and find out where does the tongue and reed meet. That's the first. And I know there are different ways of this. The way I do it, I know many super good clarinetists that do the same, and I know many fantastic super good clarinetists that do a little bit different. There are many ways. I believe in my way, and that now I don't have a reed on, but let's put a reed on here. So my way is that you put them on the tip of the reed, almost the tip of the tongue, on the upper side. I've met students that learned to do it on the under the tongue, and I think most people would agree that that is not the best way. So and there's this tip against tip, and there's tip against here on the lower here. I just think that if you have little as possible of the surface of the reed, then that's the tip. And also the tongue on the upper side, it can be, half a centimeter in or 1 centimeter in, and it does, and on the side sometimes it's not that important. The next important thing is that how you touch the reed, and that's something I think we all have to work on some part. Well, there are always people that just are natural with this, but I was not, so I learned. So you can by using trying to touch the reed very slightly, because basically when you touch the reed with the tongue, you are stopping the vibration. So there's no sound if you put the tongue on the reed. It comes when you take the tongue off, if you have the air on. So basically, how hard you can do this, how hard you will do this on the reed, and how long time you will keep it there. So that's basically the first I ask, and try to find the way to use. You always use the air doing this. If I just play open G, and I try to touch the reed as little as possible. So this is a basic start, I would say. If somebody with a problem with the tongue, I would start like just one note to try to find the way where to put the reed and use the air at the same time. It's much easier to show when I have the student in front of me than to this video.
Any warm-up that you do? Do you have a warm-up routine? Do you have an everyday warm-up? What's your views on that?
I really have a daily routine that I've done for probably since, very long. Probably 35, 40 years. So, and it's boring, it's the same, but they're good. It's very, I learned for me, to be careful to do the warm-ups. Even if I don't have so much time, I need to check the parts in the orchestra. I do the warm-ups, and simple warm-ups, and there are basically 3 exercises I do, or I don't know if I can call all of them exercises, but the first one is just playing long notes, and I'll start with the low E and keep it like for 4 beats, and I go to the F and the F sharp, and then I take a good breath, which is a part of the exercise or this warm up, to fill the lungs. So you have maybe let's say you have 3 bars of long notes and then 1 bar of rest, and you should be empty in your lungs when you take your breath in, and that's also part of your preparation to fill the lungs, and also when you start next note, to be careful with the articulation on the next note, not like this. I mean, in warm fourth I used to do this. Careful, and try to be relaxed, and all the way chromatic up to high G, or if you want to go to high C. That's the first one. So next one is a legato exercise. It's basically doing. I can show you a little bit, just one of them. And that's just, and this exercise gets bigger intervals all the time, and I do it in 3 octaves. This starting on this E, starting on this E, and starting on the low E. So, and this is to get relaxed. Don't change notes by be relaxed a little. And so next one will be and so on. The last one is that I do is and I do each interval 3 times. That gives me only 3 times. Some maybe slower first and then a little faster, to try to perfect it. I'm still looking for the perfect legato, and the way I'm trying to do it is to be relaxed, and you will change your embouchure a little bit, reaching this high F sharp that I had now. But try to minimal things here, but relax in the body. Also try to get a good start on each note. That's the second. And then I do articulation exercise, and that can go on for 10 minutes or 45 minutes if I have time and if I don't have things to do, And that's basically, I do scales, short scales, and first legato, up and down, maybe just a fifth. The usual I do it is a fifth. And so I don't know if you hear the articulation, but first legato and then a very light articulation, and I work my way up to the high registers, and I do it in slower tempo and faster tempo, and I try to be relaxed, and I try to think about having the tongue close to. I find it my experience with students with the tonguing is that it is much easier to just hard tongue, but this is to listen to the sound, same sound in legato as in articulation, and very light tongue, especially when it comes to the high register. This I do as fast as I can. Then I change to double tongue, and I continue the double tongue. And then I do sometimes some double tongue exercise with just slowly. Try to make this short. That's like.
This is all part of the ga, sort of. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you doing now?
I don't say ga. I know. I think about. I look at etude books for trumpet. And it said 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and I thought the embouchure. What I'm thinking about is not ta. In Sweden, if we say ta, we do ta. The embouchure go this way. But if we say 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, then it goes this way. And this is the way. Like if you ask Yehuda, use these muscles inside, makes the more control, because we have this control with the jaws. We're strong here, but we need those, to work inside, so we don't start to, bite too much. So the thing I played was to always think about the air. So, and then I do the same exercise again with a longer scale, in single tongue and double tongue. And yeah, this is the warm-up only for me. I mean, simple, maybe boring, but yeah, I'm so used to it. I know it worked for me. Maybe there's something else that could have worked better, but...
And how long does it take?
Well, it's like I said, the articulation 10 minutes to 45 minutes if I have time. I mean, it depends on. You can also do, the double tongue, or I mean faster. And you should do this, dangerous thing that doesn't sound good. Play double tongue really slow, because it sounds not so fine. But you don't need the double tongue when you play really slow. But it's for the exercise. Yes.
And now the most tricky question: what is your setup? Could you tell us all the details?
Yeah.
The reeds, the mouthpiece, anything you play or you have played, you have loved. Could you talk about that?
I have a quite new festival set from Buffet, and I before the last 5 years I had tradition clarinets. Before that I had festival. I've been most of the career I've been playing festival, and tradition very good. I just missed some things about the festival, so I changed back. I sometimes have the barrels of a friend of mine, the Idoni barrels, Per Johansson in Helsingborg, and I used them on my tradition, but they don't fit as good on the festivals yet. Mouthpiece is James Cantor from Los Angeles. I've been playing on his mouthpieces since 1989. So.
Any model? Any specific model?
Yeah, there are two models that I've been playing on, the 715 and D. I also tried, last night I had concert with Bruckner 4, and I played on one of his new models, E2 or something. I just wanted to try them in a concert, and there are many things that I like with them. Really good. He's a fantastic mouthpiece maker. BG.
He was a fantastic clarinet as well, no? He was also a fantastic.
Yeah. He still plays good. I mean, he's but not professionally anymore. He's playing in a lot of Hollywood movies. You can hear his beautiful sound there, and he's still doing great work with mouthpieces.
Would you say, staying on the mouthpieces, would you say that the Cantor mouthpieces are a bit more open than maybe the traditional French, the BD5 or things? Or how would you say that the Cantor, how does it feel for you? It just feels good.
I think I've been lucky for the kind of person I am, that I found Cantor, and I just stay with it. And maybe it could have been better with something else, but I haven't been looking. I just use it, and it's open. He has different models. I used to play a little harder reeds before, but he refaced one of my 715, and so I get a little. I have 3.5 plus V12 on this one. I used to have up to 4.5 on my old ones, but then again I'm older also. Maybe I have less power than 30 years ago. I don't know. Probably. So yeah, this is. You still have times that you don't find reeds, and sometimes you're happy with your reeds. You still have to practice whatever mouthpiece you have, and for me it has been good with those.